Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to get relief from pain that is in between your shoulders. So the common cause of pain in between your shoulders is an irritation to the joint between the rib and the spine. But when this joint is irritated, it also irritates the muscles that lie above this joint, and those are the rhomboids. But the trouble is, massaging and stretching the rhomboids feels good for a little bit, but won't provide lasting relief because the underlying cause is underneath the rhomboids, it's in those joints. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get those joints moving in this video. All right, we don't need much equipment for this, but I'm going to use a pole. You can do this without using a pole, but it's a little bit easier if you do. So what we need to do first off is generally mobilize the upper back. So I'm going to put the pole over my shoulders like this, just rest my hands on it here. I'm simply going to move left and right. So a nice, easy general mobilization. Now, if you know what type of scoliosis you have, you can actually do scoliosis specific exercises to open up the area on the side of the rib pain. But if you don't know, then this is a good general movement. All right, from here, I want you to actually start rotating now. Doing about 10 times in total, so 5 times either way. So we've moved in what we call the frontal plane like this, and we've moved in the transverse plane. Now we're going to combine them. And I'm going to do that as though I'm imagining I'm in a canoe and I'm rowing backwards. So I'm really trying to lift my chest up and get that movement into my upper back. That's it. And then we're also going to row forwards. Same thing, just allowing the back to move and get more mobile in the upper back. We actually don't want your hips moving too much. We don't want your knees moving too much. The movement should stay in your upper back. Okay. When you've done that series of movements, I want you to work on getting the spine to be a little bit longer and moving left and right. And the way we do that is this. You're going to take both hands, hold them onto the back of your neck. So it looks like this. You're just holding on from behind, linking your fingers behind your head. This gives a nice support to your neck. And from here, you're going to imagine there's a cord taking your head up towards the ceiling. So you're lengthening through your whole body. And then you're going to lean to one side. And what the hands do is they can traction and pull a little bit up on your neck. So they're pulling up a little bit. And what that does is it helps focus this stretch into the area in between your shoulder blades that is usually a little bit sore. Good. Now, if that feels good, you can try pre-positioning yourself with a little bit of a twist and then try it that way. So, for example, here I'm twisting to my left and then I lean to my right. I go the other way, I twist to my right and I lean to my left. So this is quite a powerful traction stretch for your neck, which then pulls into your upper back and into that area in between your shoulder blades, which gets really sore. Now I want you to find a chair, and once you have your chair, sit right up on the edge of it so that your hands can hang down either side of your body. And from here, what we're going to do is a movement that moves the spine to rounding, into flexion, and then into extension. All right, so it's important that we don't just bend forward and backwards from the hips. So if you look at the back of my back here, you'll see that it's going to go all the way into, hello? You can see it's going to go all the way into flexion. And so what we're going to do is put our hands down to the side, and you're going to rotate them inwards and get a little lick from the doggy, and then round your back, and I'm taking my mid back towards the back of the chair, rocking my pelvis backwards, so I'm on the back of the sit bones. And then from here, I'm going to go completely the opposite way, which is taking my thumbs backwards like this and allowing my spine to come tall and imagining that sort of thread pulling me up towards the ceiling. I'm not overextending though. I'm not pushing my ribs out like this, which can pinch my lower back. So I'm just here pulling my shoulder blades in either side. And then again, I'm going to round. My head has come down towards my pelvis. My chin has gone outwards. And as I come back, my head goes up away from my pelvis and my chin comes in. Okay, so a common mistake is doing this okay? So I want you to keep your head and pelvis roughly in alignment so that you can really stretch and work those muscles in between your shoulder blades with the rotation of your arms and the flexion extension pattern of your back. Okay, when you have this down, I want you to do 15 to 20 repetitions. For this last exercise, I want you to grab your pole again, and we're going to use the pole and the chair. You can also use something higher up, like a kitchen counter or a table or something like that. I just happen to have my chair here. So what we need to think about is the rib anatomy. Okay, so the ribs attach to the back and they come round to the front. And when you breathe in, you can lift up your rib cage at the front, which then creates rotation at the joint at the back. So we want to help the spine do that by lifting the ribs at the front whilst breathing in. And so the muscles that attach on the front of the shoulder go from the shoulder joint here to the ribs. Now, if I'm to stretch them by holding high up on this pole and then lowering myself down like this, I'll be pulling the ribs upwards and rotating them at the back. So I'm going to do that whilst I take a deep breath in. So if you have the pole higher up to start with, up on a bench or, up on a table or a sideboard, it'll be a bit easier. You don't have to go down so much. But for me, I'm simply going to drop myself down and allow my weight to pull up on my shoulder. So my weight sinks down and my hand is holding up here, so it's pulling upwards. I'm going to do that whilst breathing in. So I can go like this. Breathe in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and I'm feeling a huge stretch on the muscles on my shoulder. If I want to make it a little bit more accurate to the front of my shoulder, I can lean into it just a little bit and I'll feel a bit more of a stretch on the front of my shoulder here. So I'm breathing in and then breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. So you position the pole however you can to make a nice stretch at the front of your shoulder, and as you go into that stretch you breathe in, and that's going to lift the ribs up at the front and rotate them at the back, which is going to mobilize those joints and get rid of that intrascapular pain, or that pain in between your shoulder blades, once and for all. I'm going to wrap this video up here, and if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, but also send my channel to a friend who you think can benefit from this content as well. I really appreciate you doing those things because your support makes it way easier for me to make videos on this channel. Also, you may know that I help people recover from illness and injury using a combination of lifestyle medicine and specific exercises. But I also have a specialization in scoliosis. So if you've got scoliosis or back pain, I invite you to book a call with me and we can see whether or not I'll be able to help you. In order to do that, just follow the link in the first pinned comment or in the description below, and you'll be able to contact me that way. Stay tuned because my next video will be up shortly.